What would happen if Ukraine joined NATO? After Russia invaded last year, Ukraine stepped up its efforts to join NATO.
Which will be free, strong, and of course, in NATO.
Ukraine argues that the security assurances given by Moscow, Washington, and London when it relinquished its nuclear arsenal to Russia in 1994 were clearly worthless. While Eastern European countries say some sort of a roadmap should be offered to Kiev, the US and Germany are wary of any move that might take the alliance closer to war with Russia. Russian President Putin has cited NATO's expansion towards Russia's borders over the past 2 decades as a key reason for its decision to invade Ukraine.
NATO, of course, is being drawn into the war in Ukraine.
So what steps need to be taken? Any expansion of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization must be agreed by all 31 members. In 2008, NATO leaders agreed that Ukraine, a former Soviet state, could eventually join the alliance. But they did not give Kiev a so-called Membership Action Plan, or MAP. This was U.S. President George Bush in 2008.
I strongly believe Ukraine and Georgia should be given MAP, and there's no trade-offs, period.
Under the MAP process, candidates have to prove they meet political, economic, and military criteria and are able to contribute militarily to NATO operations. Since 1999, most countries, including former communist ones, aiming to join NATO have participated in a MAP, although this procedure is not mandatory. Finland and Sweden, formerly neutral states which worked closely with NATO, were invited to join the alliance directly. It's unclear what Ukraine's path to membership will look like, as more and more countries, including Britain and Germany, suggest skipping the MAP process. This is U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan.
That is an active discussion among allies right now, whether Ukraine has in fact moved beyond the need for MAP.
Ukraine's military has taken major steps towards NATO standards since Russia's all-out invasion. The process is accelerating as its Soviet-built arms and ammunition gradually run out, and the West trains Ukrainian troops according to NATO standards and sends more and more advanced weaponry. British Foreign Secretary James Cleverly.
They are now very experienced in the utilization of NATO standard equipment, NATO doctrine, and NATO tactics. So however long it might otherwise have taken Ukraine to join NATO, their actions will inevitably have shortened that timescale.
So why is Ukrainian membership so sensitive? A mutual assistance clause lies at the heart of the NATO alliance. It's cited as one of the main reasons why Ukraine cannot join NATO while in conflict with Russia, as this might immediately draw the alliance into an active war. The Kremlin portrays the expansion as evidence of Western hostility to Russia. Western powers deny this, saying the alliance is wholly defensive in nature. Moscow has said it would cause problems for many years to come if Ukraine joined NATO, and has warned of an unspecified response to ensure its security.
I understand everything. Democracy, tolerance. But one always has to remember that there is nothing better than words backed by arms. Let them not fear. If they think the war is somewhere there, away, let them make no mistake. The war is already in Europe and it must be stopped now. In order to stop it, the scarecrow in the Kremlin must completely be destroyed. There is no space for buts, other way, debates. What he needs, what leaders like him need, is a direct blow, a punch, and that's it.
Great. Я, напевно, що висловлюсь за багатьох.
I believe I'm speaking on behalf of many Ukrainians. There is no way there can be compromise. We cannot give up our territories, change the 1992 borders. There cannot be any compromise after so many people lost their lives. It is no longer a question of giving up territories and then living peacefully. It is now a matter of principle. Our people are waiting for the Crimea to be ours. We will not give up even the tiniest piece of land. We do not need anything that belongs to someone else, but we are not going to give up what's ours.
Хлопцям не вистачає.
Our fighters need more support. In some instances, they still use World War II hardware. If nothing else, please help us with more weapons, hardware.